Hey there, welcome to School of Emo, the podcast where we dive into the world of emo, pop punk, and everything in between. If you've ever found yourself in your car screaming the lyrics to Taking Back Sunday, wearing way too much eyeliner in the early 2000s, adding a buckle or a chain to every outfit you've put on, you are in the right place. I'm Erin Judge, and each week I will be your fellow student, guiding you through the music, the culture, and the history that shaped an entire generation of angsty teens. I am not the teacher of this school. I am a fellow student, here to learn alongside you and from you. Together, we will cover a lot of information that doesn't really matter, but will remind us of the days of stalking MySpace channels and getting lost in chat rooms. So connect your dial-up, turn on your webcam, and let's go to School of Emo. It's officially time for the Emos Not Dead Cruise 2026. So this episode is all about the preparation, some of the kind of details around the beginning of it, so that next week, whenever we're back, we can actually recap it well. So if you are new here, I went to the Emos Not Dead cruise last year. It's been going on for like 4 years now. And so we have a prep and a recap from last year that you can go check out earlier in the podcast, like one of our first couple of episodes. If you are unfamiliar with this cruise, this was started by Matt Cutshall, who does the Felt Emo Might Delete viral videos on social media. He started this cruise and really like leaned into some of our favorite emo pop punk bands. It was pretty small the first year and they left out of LA. Since then, they've been growing. So last year, or I think 2 years, like years 2 and 3, they were on the Norwegian Joy boat, which is pretty big, or can't remember actually the names of the boats, but a smaller boat than we're doing this year. And then this year will be the first year at a newer, bigger boat, and all of these have been leaving out of Miami. But they do this once a year. Last year it was in February. This year it's in January. And in terms of tickets, the first 3 years sold out so fast. Like we had to get on a wait list and do like a crazy pre-sale thing to be able to go in 2025. And those tickets went on sale. When did we buy them? I think in maybe early March or late February of 2024. So almost a full year in advance. Every year, now that we're alumni get access first. This is the first year where it hasn't sold out. So who knows what that will be like next year. That's why they increased the size of the boat, because usually after the alumni and like the initial pre-sale happens to more people, it sells out. So you had to hope that someone like sold their suite or their room like later down the road. But this year we were able to get in just fine as alumni. And they announced the next year on the boat, like the last night of the cruise. And then I think they went on sale like a week or two after. So very quick. They do have payment plans. We paid in full, but you can also do a payment plan. A lot of people do it that way. And then you can add people to your room as time goes on. So there's lots of options. Now the schedule is not released right away every year. They release the schedule, I think, or like the lineup. I think they actually released the lineup before tickets went on sale to the public. Maybe not. I can't remember exactly how that worked. And then they added to the schedule. People drop out, they have to add people as they go. And so that sort of changes a little bit. And then the actual schedule of like all the days is released to you. Last year it was like a month in advance. This year we got it like 2 weeks before. And so a little bit later, but the schedule is stacked. So a little bit, I guess, what other things should you know? You have to have it paid off before we sail. You check in like a month in advance and you pick like your boarding time, but you have access to like excursions. So it's like a normal cruise, except it's a charter. So everything is still Norwegian. So they still have the same like dining rooms and some of those things. The like extras of the ship are a little bit more limited. It's not adults only. It really should be. Some people do bring their kids, but a lot of the kid stuff is all shut down. So there's no like kid themed things. This one has go karts and stuff, and I think we have access to those, but it's a lot more limited than what you're going to get like on a normal cruise ship. And again, no kid related things. With the like events and shows, they're all concerts. So there's no additional like cruise themed shows, but they have full Norwegian cruise staff on board, and like the staffing works in a similar way. What is interesting is that, like, with the excursions, you still do that through the cruise line or do that locally, so that's still the same, and there are no shows while you can be off the ship on, like, the port day, so you can fully take advantage of excursions if you would like. Last year, that was, like, the only time we had free, like, to ourselves, and last year I can't even remember where we went last year. But we just didn't have an interest in, and we've done a cruise before, we've done, like, touristy kind of port-looking towns, and that's just not our thing, and so we skipped that last year and loved having a lot more relaxation, some free time, just, like, time to be out on the boat, and we can look out over everything else, and so we're gonna do that again this year, but a lot of people are doing, like, day passes at resorts or just getting off the boat to, like, look at the shots or go to a restaurant, so you can do whatever you want, but you can also stay on the boat, and then the shows start kind of right as we're leaving the port again. So, kind of gives you a little bit of a break in the schedule. The gym is still open, the spa is still open, so all of that stuff is available as well. Something that is not, I guess, on a normal cruise, I guess they have, like, hair and stuff, but they do bring a barber, and they bring a tattoo artist, and so that's pretty cool if you wanna do that. We didn't do that last year, but you would stand in line and you get, like, a ticket or you're able to sign up for a spot. But those are options that people really enjoy, and those sell out very fast in terms of, like, availability each day. So that is one of the options. Another thing that they added this year are, like, they have additional in the schedule. They have additional events beyond just concerts. So Matt does a Tonight show, which is like a talk show. And last year they had, like, a dating show that Ariel, Matt's wife, Ariel Vandenberg, if you are not familiar with Love Island, she was like the host of Love Island before the current one for many years. And so she does one, and she's bringing in Katie Maloney from Vanderpump Rules, if you're in reality TV. So that is something that is kind of repeat from last year. They also have things that you can sign up for. So if you want to do, I think they have like a flip cup tournament. They're having they're calling it an Indy, ENDY race with the go-karts this year. They did Flip Cup last year. They maybe basketball, 'cause there's like a basketball court. But they do different things like that, and different band members, a belly flop contest. They also do a karaoke kind of live singing contest. So you sing with the Emos Not Dead band or the emo band. And there's a contest where you perform. So it's like you kind of make your way up every day that you can sign up for. So all those contests are with different band members, which is really cool. So that is an option as well if you want to do that. They offer autograph sessions, and this year they usually, like, last year it was multiple bands at once, and we didn't participate, but you line up before the doors open, and then kind of you get a ticket basically of your spot, and then you get to go through, and I believe that you can bring whatever you want, and you just kinda keep it going, and some lines are longer than others. Some people Most people get what they want, but not everyone, just depends on who shows up. This year, they did more autograph sessions, and then they only did, I think, like, 1 to 2 bands at a time, I think, to allow for more people to get through those lines and spread that out a little bit. So that's really interesting. They're also doing casino-based themes this year. The casino is open, and apparently band members hang out there at night. We're not big casino people, so we walked through last time, but didn't really spend a lot of time there. We'll probably do that a little bit more this year in the evenings. It's just gonna go people watch. But they're doing a poker tournament, slot tournaments. They're doing a Casino Royale theme night, and that's gonna be like at the casino too. So everyone's gonna be dressed up the last night. So there's a lot of fun things that are happening there. This year, they're adding some new things that they didn't last year. They have a bingo tournament. They have a few, like, kind of coffee chats hosted by Hawthorne Heights, and they're even doing like a history of emo. So I'm going to go to that one. They have a fitness class that is going to be hosted by Jake Lures of August Burns Red. They have that 2 days. We're going to check that out. They have a Scream 101, so how to scream class that you can go to. They have the Sappinen podcast is now aligned with Emo's Not Dead. I think it's like their biggest sponsor, or combined somehow, and so they're doing a live podcast episode recording, which is going to be interesting. They're doing a family feud, which is going to be interesting. So I don't know how much of that we are going to do because I'm gonna just walk you through our schedule and it's already so packed that I just don't know how there's room for anything else. But if you want more than just the concerts, there's so many opportunities for different meetups. There's a swap, a like a swag swap. If you want to bring swag, I do have my swag. I made emo Valentines, which I'm really excited about. And after that, like people are going to be like swapping stuff throughout. There's people who are meeting up for like a game. I think like Dungeons and Dragons, even that's how you say it. There are people who they meet up in the evenings and do kind of like a fireside, like bring an acoustic guitar, kind of sing along. There's a lot of opportunity for people to hang out. Now, how do you know about all the things that are not necessarily on the schedule? Facebook. Old school. There's a Facebook group that's an official kind of cruiser Facebook group that they update every year that you request to join after you sign up. And that's where people are looking for roommates. They are coordinating like outfits. They're talking about, different things and tips and tricks. They're planning, meetups for photos and all sorts of things. And so it's really fun if you are looking for a community, you're looking to build friends, you want to go by yourself, like you're looking to join a group. There's a lot of that, which makes it really fun and I think makes the cruise so special. I'm going with my husband. I'm very introverted. I'm going to talk to more people at the shows this year, but I don't necessarily need all of this extra stuff. But if you did, it's there for you. And that's really exciting and fun to have, especially with how much you're paying. Like you really can get so much out of it depending on like what matters to you and like what you want. So lots of great opportunities. Now, in terms of the actual like day by day schedule and how we're even addressing that, the schedule starts before the boat even leaves the ship, like leaves the port. So in past years, the first show is like the sail away show. And so you get on the boat, usually after like noon, they start letting people on. I think you can sign up as early as like 10. We did like 12:30 last year and we literally got there, gave our bags, walked through, went straight on the boat, didn't have to wait around. So we're doing that again this year. I didn't realize that a lot of people like got there and had to wait for hours before they got on the ship. You get your bags checked, the rooms aren't ready yet, the restaurants are open, so you can go get lunch, which is what we did last year. So we'll probably go check in at our like safety point, go get lunch and just explore the boat. But this year they actually have shows starting as early as 1:30, which is really cool and events happening. And so before we even like sail away, there's a lot of stuff happening. They're sailing away a little bit later. I think last year it was like 3. This year it's at 5 or 6, so a lot later, because of the setup of all of the different stages on the ship. It is a bigger ship, but we're gonna be able to start seeing things pretty early. So before I tell you our specific schedule and what we have planned, I wanna tell you all the bands that are gonna be on the ship. So we have The Used for the 2nd year in a row. So excited. I'm a big The Used fan, so I'll be going to all their sets. Under Oath, same. Dance Gavin Dance, Silverstein, very excited. Hot Mulligan, people are very pumped about them and they've exploded since they were added to this. So that's a big controversy. Some people are not very happy with the size of their stages, which is interesting. Story of the Year, another favorite. Senses Fail, August Burns Red, State Champs. They were on there last year as well. Hawthorne Heights, always there and always great. Saves the Day, they actually replaced Mom Jeans, who had to bow out like kind of last minute. We the Kings, Knuckle Puck, The Devil Wears Prada, Amberlin, Escape the Fate, Daisy Grenade, Maylene and the Sons of Disaster, Copeland, Spitalfield. Aaron Gillespie has his own like acoustic set with friends, so they added him on his own. Reclaim the Fallen, Your Broken Hero, which is Matt's band. And then they have comedy. I forgot to say that. They have comedians this year. Natalie Cuomo, who we actually just saw in New York City, she's one of the comedians. Very excited. Ian Fidance is like the main one. I'm not familiar, but excited. Uncle Laser, Matt Edgar, and Neil Rubenstein, Alex Oliver, Miles Anderson, all comedians. They have Emo Social, which is with, so this last year, this dude, he looks interesting, but he is the drummer for Dashboard Confessional. The emo band will be there. and they do the karaoke. And then they have another set of like DJs called Worst Day Ever Side Quest, which is Gregory James and Jessica Who. And then they have a section that's called Matt Says, and it's like a smaller stage, and it's for kind of newer, younger, up and coming bands. And last year, that's where Locust Ultra performed, which ended up being Under Oath. And so this year, they have Barry Hendricks, Dakota Ave, Lacey, Moments of, and Not. So many bands, so many people on the cruise, and things to do. So, what is our schedule? What are we planning to do? And this is kind of like this is my estimate. I don't know if we're going to be able to do all of this, but maybe. Before I get into this, food is a huge concern. Breakfast is usually pretty easy, and last year we just did like the buffet for breakfast. Like we would work out most days, or kind of get up a little bit late on the days we weren't working out. We would do the buffet. This year, I think we're going to do dining rooms for some of our breakfasts because luncheons and dinners are going to be really hard to fit in just because of the schedule. Dinner, especially, this is not a normal cruise. There's no dress code for the restaurants. Some are free, some are not. So you can book like nicer restaurants if you want to. And some people do that. But we may have like one dinner at a dining restaurant, like an actual restaurant. Most of them are going to be at the buffet. So that's kind of different compared to like a normal cruise. And then you're just grabbing food when you can. But breakfast is a little bit more steady. There's less available in the morning, except this year there are some of those like talks and things. So stacked. So whenever we get on board, we're going to check in, go to lunch. We'll do a dining room. We did that last year and it was great. Then we're going to see Daisy Grenade, then Amberlin, and then we're going to run by our room, hopefully, if it's ready, grab a snack if we can. And then we have Under Oath on the pool deck for the sail away. We want to be as close as possible as big Under Oath fans. I've got my Locust Ultra shirt ready to go. I am pumped for it. My prediction for this show is that they're going to come out in their Locust Ultra mask and they're going to rip them off singing one of their new songs and then go into they're calling it their storm set. All the bands, or not all of them, some of the bands elected to have different themes to their set. So some have album playthroughs or different like acoustic sets. So they have their storm set as the sail away, which I think means heavy, strong, upbeat music. Very excited. So we'll be there, grab a quick dinner. Then we're going to go to Silverstein and then go to the used on the pool deck, the biggest stage. Then escape the fate for a little bit and maybe Devil Wears Prada, but that's at midnight. So depends on how exhausted we are. We are planning to run in Miami that morning. We're getting in the day before. So I don't know how we're going to do all of this. Friday, we're going to wake up and get breakfast and go to Coffee is for Lovers Emo History with Hawthorne Heights. Senses Fail on the pool deck, probably from the upper deck, like maybe try to grab like a lay down chair, enjoy the ocean, listening to them, look out at their set a few times, more casual. Then We the Kings in one of the theaters, grab a quick lunch, go see Hawthorne Heights, take a break or see Copeland. Just depends on how we're feeling. And then Silverstein on the pool deck, Story of the Year in the theater, which is an acoustic set. Dinner, maybe at a dining room if we have time. So we gave ourselves some space. August Burns Red, then Dance Gavin Dance, and then maybe do our people watching because Dance Gavin Dance ends at like 10:30. So we may have time or we may pass out. Saturday is our port day, and so we're going to sleep in, do a workout, go get breakfast, hang out on the ship for a bit, maybe hit the pool, maybe go to the spa, depending on how we're feeling, what we need. And then Story of the Year is on the pool deck as we sail away from the port. Do a quick dinner comedy at the one of the social rooms. The Used on the pool deck saves the day. Try to hit comedy again. So we're going to try to hit a few different comedians with half sets for those. Then go back to pool deck for Under Oath, Hawthorne Heights acoustic. So calm it down before we go to bed, and then maybe ramp it back up with state champs, but that's almost at 1 a.m. Very late. And then our last full day on the ship, we are going to do a quick run, do the fitness class with the August Burns Red guy, Jake. Hot mulligan on the pool deck. And we'll probably try to like grab, like more so listen, be on the upper deck versus like in it. August Burns Red on then state champs, then August Burns Red on the pool deck or lunch, depending on how we've been able to see them so far, where we're at. Aaron Gillespie and friends at the theater, chill, maybe grab some coffee on the way. Maybe hit the end of Daisy Grenade, but then get to the pool deck for the used and try to get as close as we possibly can. Knuckle Puck, quick dinner, Under Oath, and that one's at their theater, so it's their, like, more acoustic kinda set, or they called it, I forgot, Storm and something else, so it's might be, like, lighter music, who knows? We'll be seated, which will be kinda odd. And then We the Kings, and then Story of the Year, they're doing an acoustic set to close out the night. After that, last year, the last night, they also have, I forgot to mention this, they have art galleries. They have a game room. They have so many things. So we will likely try to explore. Last year, we were able to bring home two of the big kind of poster artwork from the eMoMA art gallery. And we just helped them take them off the wall. And they were like, yeah, you can have them. They're just going to throw them away. So they were foam boards. And we have those framed upstairs in our music room. So we are probably going to try to find things that we can take home the last night. I don't know when we're going to go get merch. That's the setup, and that changes every day. They bring out different merch throughout the day. So we're going to have to figure that out. There's a lot to kind of fit into this schedule beyond what we already have. And maybe even leave room for some of the extra things that we may want to see. Last year, we had our schedule built out and I was very overwhelmed. And we did find ourselves with a decent amount of downtime even to participate in the costume stuff and whatever. And it was okay. So I'm hoping that we feel that this year as well. We did skip out on some of the bands that were less of a high priority last year to grab a drink, get some coffee, whatever we needed, grab some extra food. So we may do that again. I did pack snacks. I did pack some chocolate for the end of the day. I have my tea bags with me so I can make tea in the end of the evening. I'm fully ready to be fully supported and very excited about it. Now, when it comes to packing, I'm going to walk you through the clothes and what I'm thinking about while I pack. Now that I've gone on the cruise once before, I have a little bit more insight in what to pack and thinking about the theme nights and just considering the flow of each day. So last year I definitely overpacked and underpacked at the same time. I didn't consider the fact that I might want to dress a little bit nicer in the evenings. Last year I mostly planned to wear biker shorts and band t-shirts, which a lot of people were wearing very comfortable clothes for the shows. But this year I actually want to dress a little bit nicer in the evening because there's room for it and it's more comfortable. I didn't consider how cool and kind of cold and chilly it would be in the evenings. Last year I did buy a sweatshirt, so I'm bringing it with me this year. It is the used. They'll be there again this year. So definitely bringing this since I brought it last year, and this will be good for lounging around, throwing on over your pajamas in the morning, walking to get coffee before the day starts. This will be really helpful. Last year I did have one light jacket. I wore it on the first day and I got kind of wet and it got wet. It was really weird. So I learned my lesson. This year I'm packing and planning a bit more accordingly to that. So fewer band t-shirts. So when considering what to pack, you're going to think about the core pieces of your day. Usually if you are going to work out, you may have a workout type of outfit to start your day with. There are structured workouts on the cruise boat this year with a band member, one of the August Burns Red guys. So we're going to do that one day. We're also runners. We'll do that one day. We may lift on the day that everyone else gets off the boat. We're not. So I'm going to bring 3 total workout outfits. Not showing those, but one of them I'll use in Miami the day before or the day we actually get on the ship in order to go for a run there. So I'll have 3 outfits for that. Last year I think I packed more than that and I definitely didn't need it. So I really on the ship you only need 1 or 2 depending on how sweaty you get and how comfortable you are re-wearing clothes. For the workouts in the morning, even if you're running around the ship, I will say it's not so cold. So last year I definitely didn't need a jacket or anything like that with running. The second core part of your day will be how you start the day, kind of more morning, midday, before maybe the themes or your evening wear. So this is where you may have a bathing suit. This year I'm bringing 3. Last year, I saw a few couples that had matching swimsuits. My husband and I got these from Goth Cloth at the end of last season. So we'll have these with my little green snakes. I'll also have this blue 2-piece that's really comfortable. I'll probably wear this actually in Miami the day before we leave because we're going to do some beach time there. This one will probably be most of what I wear on the boat. And then I have just a backup, a super comfortable one. I would say if you deal with like bloating or anything like that, something comfy by the end of the trip is really helpful. These bottoms are also great to wear under like tights and some of the evening outfits and things I might be wearing. For your bathing suit time, you want to have maybe one or two cover ups. Honestly, re-wearing what you have over your bathing suit each day can be really helpful. I'm bringing 3 that I can choose from as kind of like daytime outfits. One is this set, so it's a kind of mesh knit set tank, a longer skirt, would fit over any of those bathing suits and has some coverage, not as much. So I'll probably wear this more on the days that we're lounging around, not necessarily the days I'm going to as many sets like midday. I also have this red knit sweater that's great as a cover up if it's a little bit chillier, and I can pair this with that skirt. Or I have a simple like black sarong that's a little bit less coverage. And then I have this checkerboard scarf that I can tie around my waist and pair with it, sticking to the fun like themes of emo pop punk. One thing I saw a lot of people wear last year, just like really light, breezy, simple dresses. And there was one girl there last year. I think she was the lead singer of Early November, or the singer, his wife. Stunning, and she wore this beautiful like flowy black dress every day over maybe over her bathing suit, I don't know, but it was beautiful. So I have this flowy black dress, so I'm going to bring this as well. This may be one that I wear if we're going to like a set during the day, just to stay kind of cozy and comfortable, just depending on the flow of the day. I've got some options that are more true cover-ups and an option that's a little bit more coverage for me and might be a little bit more comfortable in some of the other settings. But on the ship, you are going to see a wide range of clothing during the day. You're going to have people in baggy sweatpants and sweatshirts. You're going to have people who are wearing just their bathing suit, and that's all. It's going to be a wide range. So truly you can wear whatever you want and whatever you feel comfortable in, even at some of the inside sets. Because this is a chartered ship, the dress code goes out the window. No one really cares. I think as long as you're sort of covered in dining rooms, but honestly, there's a lot of ways around that. So thinking about the evenings, this is where the theme nights come in. So there's 2 official theme nights. There are also unofficial theme nights. So this year, the official ones are Dead at Sea, the Halloween theme, and then they have Casino Royale on, I think, the last night. And then the unofficial is 90s night and pajama night. I think last year they did Disney in pajama. I don't really remember. The only theme I participated in last year was the official Halloween night. I went all out. I made a huge costume. Honestly, I was very disappointed. Like, it was fun to be involved in it, but I felt like I was kind of missing out on some of the sets. It was a little disorganized in terms of like the costume contest, and I just got like kind of bitter towards it, I think, because I put so much effort into it and it felt like I didn't fully participate, and then I felt like I kind of missed out, then had to go rechange. So this year I'm not really participating as strongly. I'm doing a light participation, and then I likely won't be participating in the unofficial theme nights. So if I am going to participate in Halloween and for one of the used evening sets, I have this hockey jersey, so I'm just going to be a hockey player. Basic. But I'm just going to wear this with fishnet tights and some boots, like my combat boots. Last year I didn't bring my combat boots and I kind of regretted it. Like, again, it gets a little bit warmer in the evenings. You can wear what you would normally wear to a show. There's also people who are in like the hot tubs and like the pool area, like towards this year. I guess it might be different depending on the layout, but they were still in their bathing suits. So again, wide range of people on the ship and how they're dressing. But this is being long sleeve, like this will be so comfy to dance in. It'll also be warmer and like more comfortable, and then we'll be cute with my little fishnets. So this is going to be one of my evening outfits. For the first day on the ship, I don't know what night, maybe that's the 90s, I don't know. But the first day, I last year wore like denim shorts with my bathing suit. We got in the pool. Getting in the pool and then wearing denim was a terrible idea. This year I'm going to wear this outfit, which I'm going to keep on in the evening. If we do get in the pool, like I'll have my bathing suit in a backpack. I'll have probably like one of these simple cover-ups that I can easily like change out of or give myself time to fully dry off and change back. But last year we had the unveiling of Locust Ultra, which was Underoath performing in mass with their new album. Not like, it was a complete surprise. We weren't expecting Underoath. And after that, they did a few small shows, and I had someone get me this Locust Ultra shirt. So I have my little cropped Locust Ultra tee Under Oath is doing the sail away set, so I want to make sure I'm wearing this for that. And then I have this really cute uh, sequin mini skirt, a little red sequin mini skirt. So I'll have this with my little mini skirt, probably either my combat boots or some sneakers, keeping it simple. And then this is an outfit where I can throw on the used sweatshirt by the evening and feel more comfortable if it gets cold. So keeping it simple on the first day. For Casino Royale, I am giving myself two different options. So I have this blazer dress. This is likely what I'm going to wear. It's like my version of a tuxedo. And then I'll put on some fishnet tights with it, a little sports bra. That's it. Boots. Very comfy. Basically the same thing as that hockey jersey, but in blazer dress form. I also have, it's inside out right now, but this sequin dress, and I may cut a slit in the dress, and that can be an option as well. I also have this faux leather fitted long dress that I could wear. I could also wear this another night. So I'm going to take both of these dresses. I may wear this faux leather dress the night before for dinner in Miami, or if it's cold, I may throw on this blazer dress, but a little bit of mix and matching that I can do just to keep it simple. So that covers me for 3 of the nights. And then this could change. So this is the wild card. Once I actually start putting things in a suitcase, we'll see what happens. But for the last or the extra night, I have this cheetah print midi dress. Again, it's comfortable, would be comfortable with my boots or sneakers. This may be my go-to, something longer so that I can keep my arms free and I don't really need a jacket with it. I could also put a mesh shirt underneath it. And then I have this set. It's a 2-piece tank skirt, kind of see-through with a sequin. So it's really fun. It would be fun just to wear for the heck of it, which I feel like is one thing you can do on the cruise, is like just explore and have fun with your clothes, because again, there's going to be such a wide range of people who are dressed the way that they're dressed. So this may be an option as well for some of the evening sets I'm less excited about, just because it may be less comfortable. So we'll see if it actually makes it into the bag. Another option that I could do for 90s night would be this suede vest, which again is not something I would normally wear, but could be fun just for a cruise, with some faux leather shorts and a tank top. Another option that I might throw into my suitcase. Beyond that, all the rest that I'm bringing, just my pajamas. Last year they did give us towels, and I hope they do that again, because I'm not going to bring my own, just going to use what's on the ship, and then hopefully we have those. And then in terms of accessories, I don't bring a lot, but hats are huge. So this year I have the one I bought last year, which is the I'll Be Fine I Swear Mayday Parade cap. I'll wear this probably for my workouts, maybe for one of the days on the ship if I'm more casual. And then this year I did buy this cute little bucket hat on theme that I can wear during the day. I may also bring my normal beach hat that is more full coverage, because gotta protect the skin. So outside of clothes, some other things that I'm considering: shoes, right? I usually will bring my running shoes. They are all black, so I could technically wear these in the evening if my feet are killing me. Last year I was able to wear these like platform sandals some nights. I didn't really feel too bad with that. So I'll bring these. I may bring another pair of sneakers that I would normally wear to a show. I'll have my black kind of combat boots, and then one pair of sandals. Last year I bought too many sandals, so this year I'm just going to bring one pair for more daytime, and then I can mix and match with my sneakers, but trying to keep that as simple as possible. I'll also bring normal toiletries. That's not really a big surprise. They did give us sunscreen last year, so I'm bringing like a cream-based one, just because I am not checking a bag, just doing a carry-on. And so really simple sunscreen. And then they have, hopefully will give us sunscreen again, because that was really helpful last year. Hair products, all that good stuff. Some of the things that we're bringing extra with like hygiene, I'm bringing Clorox wipes that we can use for the room. That was just highly recommended. And we didn't do that last year. We didn't get sick, but could be helpful. We did bring hand sanitizer last year. I'll bring that again. They do give you that like every time you go into like the dining hall, the buffet. And there's also usually a bathroom near those, so you can use the bathroom, wash your hands, use the hand sanitizer, ways to just keep from getting sick, because you are in like close quarters with everybody. We are also bringing out sheets this year, because last year we did not do that, but that was something we've learned just with some different cruisers. So we'll bring a set of sheets if we can fit them in our suitcase. In terms of seasickness, I am bringing Dramamine. Last year I did like the natural kind of high dose ginger Dramamine, and that one worked really well. So I'll do that and I kind of start that as soon as I get on the boat. I'm also adding in the C bands this year, the little like wrist bracelet things, more as a if I get sick. I may wear them the first day for a little bit, see how I'm doing, acclimate as much as possible. I stay really well hydrated on the ship, so I tend to do pretty well, but you never know. So just in case, you can also bring like patches or Zofran or whatever in case of emergencies. Definitely bringing like ibuprofen for that in terms of my body. So I think everyone kind of plans ahead in terms of what they may need. I did bring electrolytes last year and really enjoyed having that, as well as my own water bottle. I know in past years they've given water bottles. Last year they did not. So I have my own water bottle. You can kind of refill that at the water station. You may have to fill a cup and then fill your bottle, but that's a great way to have water in your room each night. And then adding electrolytes into either the cups that you get or your water bottle can be really helpful. This year I'm also bringing a coffee tumbler, like a smaller one, because they didn't have coffee makers in the room. There's some theories that maybe you can request one, so we'll see. But I found that every morning I would have to go to the buffet to get coffee to kind of get ready because I start my day with coffee. And I would have to get 2 cups because they're such like small, like 4-ounce cups. And so I'd have to walk with these 2 cups. So this year I brought like a 12-ounce tumbler so I can just refill that up or fill up a cup and pour it in there. And that'll be a little bit easier than like carrying a ton of cups every morning. And again, bringing your pajamas and something that you can easily throw over that if you may do that as well, so you don't have to change first thing. Obviously, we'll bring sunglasses, portable charger for during the day. Wasn't a problem last year because you're kind of going back to the room anyways, but it's just nice to have. And then snacks, because with this cruise, there's so much food available, but finding time to eat in your schedule is really hard. I don't think you're supposed to bring a lot of snacks, but I'm bringing trail mix, higher kind of calorie energy bars just in case like we need something first thing before we work out, or like just having on me for a show if we're missing dinner and we're kind of skipping moving meals around. I find that that's really helpful to have as well, and earplugs because you're literally watching shows all day, so having some earplugs to protect your hearing is also very important. I'll probably also bring like my compression socks to wear after shows some nights because you are standing quite a bit. But I found last year that having time to like sit and eat for a little bit, or like the shows I cared a little bit less about, like being able to find space in like a seated area. The theaters are really great for that. You're not standing as much as you may think that you're standing, but this is a bigger ship, so there might be more walking. There are more sets I really care about that I want to be in the mix of. So we might be standing a lot more. So comfortable shoes, compression socks can all be really helpful. All right, so what do I think like predictions will be? One thing that's interesting this year is that I don't think there's going to be a new band added. I think we're good on that. I think we've gotten a little bit of a clue that you get merch, like, or you get like a swag bag that is just delivered to your room one day. There are hints going around that we're going to get 2 sets of those. So I think that we're going to get another towel, and I'm just putting that out there because I loved the towel last year. I think we're going to get a water bottle this year. I'm going to bring one anyways, but I believe we're going to get one. And I think we're going to get sunscreen again, thankfully, but I think there's going to be something else that's going to be a big surprise, like something that's really going to catch us off guard in the best way. I think they've got something up their sleeve that's going to be great. So I don't know what it is, but I think it's going to like wow me. So we'll see if that happens. I hope so because I'm hopeful for it. Some other predictions. I think again the Locus Ultra. I think that Underoath is going to come out with the mask. They're going to take them off pretty quickly. We're all going to lose our minds, and that's going to be a key moment and memory for us all. I think the used is going to do something crazy. Bert had so much fun last year, and he even talked about last year how he was like, I don't know about being on a boat. Like, this is dumb. And you could see that in that first set, he just came alive. And every set since like the other sets that on that ship, he was like in it and excited. And it was very cool to see, and I think that they're gonna prep something this year and do something kinda crazy. I don't know what it's gonna be. I hope it's playing some of their new music, but I have no idea exactly what it's gonna be. I think Story of the Year is gonna play us at least 1, if not 2, if not all of their unreleased songs from their upcoming album. They've released 2 so far. I think we're gonna get those, of course, but I think they're gonna play at least some more because Valentine's Day, they have their album release show in St. Louis. We are going, and they're gonna play through their whole new album. So this is the perfect time to practice for that album release. So I'm very excited about that, and I predict that that is going to happen. I'm very excited about that possibility and what's going to happen there. I think this year, last year saw so many of the band members walking around. I was so afraid to even talk to them. I think I'm going to run into Bird again. I'm going to ask him for a photo this time. I believe in myself. I'm putting that out there. What else do I think is going to happen? My husband really wants to crowd surf. He is 6'4" and over 200 pounds. So I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous, but he seems interested in it. So we're gonna let that happen. I'm gonna see what happens with that. But he wants to crowd surf. It's a good environment for it. There's a lot of crowd surfing, so maybe he'll do that and not break his face. I probably will not crowd surf. That would definitely be a surprise. Maybe, who knows? Likely not. I'm too much risk averse for that, too much anxiety for that. I'm also 33, so likely not going to happen. I think those are all my predictions. I don't have a lot. It might rain, and if it does, that means they'll move most of the sets inside. I don't know where and how and like what's going to happen. So I hope that doesn't happen. I'm a little nervous, but I'm just not even going to think about it. I'm just going to like assume, okay, the cruise line, they're going to figure it out. Like the ocean's going to figure itself out. We're all going to be good, and we're not going to be dealing with that or have issues with that. On the cruise itself, if something does happen, they have announcements overhead. They also, we're not doing Wi-Fi, but you also can do that, obviously, and check. They do give you a schedule every day. They bring it to your door and you can stick it in your lanyard, which is amazing. So we have ours, but you can look at it. If anything changes, that updated schedule, I believe it is updated. So that's really nice. That's a good option. So I'm not too concerned about there being any kind of an emergency or any kind of change last minute. Like they'll communicate it, and they did that last year because they added a set of Locust Ultra on the pool deck. And so they had an earlier show on the port day before we left. And so they announced that beforehand so that people who were out doing excursions knew to come back. And we were able to be really close because we didn't leave the boat. But that happened last year and that was seamless. So I'm not too concerned about that. I think that's going to be totally fine. I do think they're going to have even more like decorations and stuff. They have it decorations throughout the whole ship. Like it's very emo themed. The music overhead is all like emo pop punk music. It is such a special place to be compared to like a normal cruise ship or any kind of public place. It's geared towards our people. So I can't wait for that. Just being in that environment again. I think that's so special and fun. I think we may have more celebrity sightings outside of the bands that are already there. So last year we had Katie Maloney, and she is dating the guitarist with the blue hair from Sleeping with Sirens. So they walked around quite a bit. And then obviously Ariel, she's kind of a celebrity with Matt. But I think maybe we'll have some more people this year as like kind of add-ons like throughout, which could be interesting to see. People watching is always fun. They are have their own like VIP area, so you're not really around them. But band members can also be walking around in the sets with everyone else. Like Spencer Chamberlain was doing that last year. Lots of band members were doing that. So you do get to see them, which is really fun. And everyone just kind of keeps that respect there so that we're not like bothering anybody. So that'll be fun to see this year, just see like who's walking around, like who's doing what's happening, especially on a bigger boat. Like how much are we going to run into people? Like what is that going to be like? I think that's something that's going to be interesting. I'm assuming they'll announce next year as long as they're doing it again when we're on the boat. I'm curious if they're going to go back to a smaller boat or still aim for the bigger boat because it didn't sell out this year. If the boat is way too crowded and like it's a terrible experience and they stick with the bigger boat, we may not do it next year. My husband's like on the fence. I want to no matter what. So I hope it's a great experience again. And like last year, I was so pleasantly surprised by everything. And so I hope that that continues this year. And maybe even that they migrate back to the smaller boat because that was so special, so intimate, like a smaller group of people. I hope that they make it adults only the next year, but I don't know if they will, but that would be great. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll definitely report back. But that is my prep. That is my planning. Make sure you stay tuned. And if you're interested in attending the cruise next year, this is the time to get on the wait list. Check out the website, follow them on social media. Make sure you have the info so that whenever it is announced and released, you are right there ready to go. You can get the room that you want. Like you can make sure that you're on board in case next year also sells out.